Hey guys, so we are getting ready to set up a game of Vindication. We've played this a couple times, actually three. We played it once on Tabletopia and twice in person. We liked it so much in Tabletopia that Vic bought it actually for my birthday. Early birthday present. Here it is inside. Gorgeous. You can see it comes with these game trays. You don't have to buy them separate. It actually comes like that. And we didn't pay for any deluxe type stuff. So yeah, it's really cool component wise, and we'll talk about that after the game. And we're also going to play this, actually the first time we've played with this expansion. You can see it's still shrink wrapped. So we're going to open this one up in a second and show you what's inside this. Then we'll get the game set up, and we will also come back and give you guys our thoughts on not just the base game, but the expansion and what it adds. All right.
Inside of the box, we've got a new scumbag, bigger and purple. We have some new hexes to add in, it looks like. New tokens for our characters. A solo variant for the game. New traits and companions. And these augmented abilities for each color corresponds to the original player tiles.
Yeah, it looks like they have maybe different abilities. That this one might be a weaker ability, and maybe this one, you can see it matches this symbol too. So maybe if you move up, you can spend these to do different things. Not sure. We haven't read the rules at all, but you can see that this looks like you're gonna be moving up a track, perhaps, to make your powers more. Make these powers better. Not sure, but it looks cool.
Box has a new insert as well to keep things organized, and a couple of new dice to roll for battle with rewards.
Let's see what's on these dice. So right away you see a difference. There's a 1 times. So the green one and the purple one are usually the powerful stuff. So you can see this is a weaker one, strength. You're getting 2 times because it's weaker. It's not one of those you would augment if you remember the original game. This is also a stronger one where you fight monsters. So it added that, which is good for balancing. And this changed because this used to be blank. If it was, we'll have to see if this is still a miss, but I believe it is. I believe I've seen that is actually a miss. All right, we're gonna check it out and let you guys know our review on the base game and on the expansion. All right, see you soon. All right, we set the game up. We've included a couple expansions and modules. You can see this is actually in the base game, this monster, but it's the first time we've played with them, so we're gonna see how that goes. Wishing Well is down here, and we have a few things that hasn't been revealed yet, like the menagerie for the pets we included over there. And what else? We got the loot from the monster right there. The big expansion that Victoria set up over here. And we got a couple other single tile modules in this game. So we'll tell you our thoughts and come back with our reviews. All right, so we're back. We played last night, actually. It was a bad idea. We started at about 1:30 and played till about 3. So so we're coming back the next day. We just had lunch and we thought we would film our review. Well, it is still fresh in our head. So my review, I'm just gonna start out giving a number, and I tend to go 1 decimal. So in all my reviews, I'll be 1 decimal, and we'll pretty much stick to that. I'll give my score, and then I'll tell you what I liked, maybe some criticisms. So my score, I'm gonna go 8.9. And honestly, when I first played it, it was real low 9s, maybe a 9 flat. It went down, I would say, a little bit based on some of the modules that we will talk about, that it feel like it didn't add enough. I felt like the base game was enough. It had enough to it. Like there's some things I would say, let's see, about the game, maybe criticisms. I would say the monster deck there isn't very many cards in the monster deck, and I go pretty heavy with monsters in my last ones because I had agendas maybe. I'm going to talk about one thing I really like. Endgame Triggers are awesome. I love that. It'd be hard pressed to put up more. I mean, we have like 5 out, so it's not that thin of a deck. We have like 5 or 6 out, but it'd be hard pressed to come up with more of these, so I don't criticize that at all. They're very unique, very cool. It actually keeps the game down to, like, we played an hour and a half. It could play anywhere from 45 minutes to probably 2 hours with 2 players.
Yeah.
Probably it'd be hard to be 2 hours. We would have to really like enjoy the game that much to not force Endgame Trigger. So yeah, that was an 8.9 for me. What do you think, Vic?
I gave a similar score, but not as high. 8.3 was mine. I really love the game. I love the quality of all the components. Everything is really nicely produced, and we didn't even have to pay extra for any upgrades in the game. It came standard for us. I enjoyed that. You mentioned the Endgame Triggers. It's a good way to control how you want to end the game. If I wanted to try to stop you from getting any further points, I might want to, trigger it earlier before things get out of hand. So I did like that for sure, and the game score is very high for me.
Exactly, and there was a lot of situations where maybe you were one off and you could have ended the game, but I was winning at that time, maybe didn't want to end the game. So like she could have got one more trait, which is a green card, and it would have ended the game, or be vindicated, which did end the game. When she was vindicated, we were both vindicated, and that was one of the endgame triggers. And I agree with the components. One more criticism real quick before we talk about the expansion. There are tiles that are seemingly useless to me, like the Academy. It's one set aside. It's in the box right now because why would I want to use that? It basically, you roll a die, you get the trait. Yeah, that's fun, but you could just go where you want and get the trait that you want instead of rolling a die and hoping that it's what you want. I don't like that at all. So that's going to get kicked out every time, even though I like the mechanism of chance. Let's just see what I get. But if you want to win, maybe you don't want to see what you get. Maybe you want to get what you want.
Yeah, right. And if you don't roll dice well, you maybe don't want to be rolling more dice in the game. And with that said about the expansion, we did pick up the Leaders and Alliances expansion at the same time that we bought the base game. So we took that and opened it up yesterday for the first time. Really easy to learn the rules. Didn't take long to pick it up. Not adding very much complexity to a game that already has a lot of choices. That's one of the things I like about it. You can go any way you'd like to really in the game and make your decisions, and you're not really forced or streamed into one thing. If I had to rate the expansion, the Leaders and Alliances expansion, I would give it a 7.5. I don't think it's necessary for you to play the game. You could save yourself, $30 and not purchase that expansion at all. We didn't use it too much, but there was a chance I had to use the leader ability to visit a spot that wasn't adjacent to my character. So I was able to try and get some points at the end of the game and deviate from some of the rules with that expansion, but we weren't using it too heavy during the game. So maybe the score would get better if I used it more.
Yep, I'll score. Actually, we didn't talk about this. It was the first time we're revealing it, and we're pretty similar. I'm going 7.8. What do I like about it? Well, this die is a good idea. I mean, there's common sense, really, that you're going to get more of a bad thing and less of a good thing instead of just one catch-all. I mean, I like more cards, so cards was good, but we didn't get very many new cards. It would have been nice to have more cards. The things I would like about the game are maybe cooler hexes, which they came in the game, but they weren't really cool. Better cards, which did come in the game, but weren't very plentiful. And just more variety I would have liked. This, I'm pretty neutral on it. I can take it or leave it. I'm fine if this is in the game. I didn't use it but one time, to be honest. So I'm happy to play with it. Some of the abilities are fairly weak. I mean, this one, for example, draw 2 secret quests and keep 1. Well, I have a spot on the board that does that, so that's not.
Yeah.
I mean, that's okay. It's cheaper than going to the spot, I guess, and wasting an action. But then why have the spot if you have this? So I don't know. It's a little weird. Would I recommend buying the expansion? No. I mean, if you just want to play the game, I think you're perfectly fine going without it. It has plenty of modules in the game, and the modules, they're hit or miss too. So there's some cool tiles in there. The wishing well is pretty decent. The pet menagerie is decent. Some of the cards are pretty cool. Some of them aren't that cool. So yeah, the base game, we both find it very, very good. I find a little bit better even, but that could have been because maybe I won. I don't know.
Maybe.
So yeah, that's our thoughts. and we'll see you again soon.
Let us know in the comment section what you thought of the game, if you've played Vindication, and if you think that the expansion is necessary to play. Do you always play with all the modules, or do you scale back and keep it as simple as possible? Let us know.
See ya.